afternoon, and welcome to our March.
It is March.
It is still March.
Yes.
The March edition of MPL Insider, and thank you for coming along. We have some great guests planned for later in the show. And wait, 1 second. Our producer has said that someone from the LOL League has somehow gotten our URL and has joined us here. We'll bring them on. I'm not exactly sure what to expect here, but let's find out. Hello.
Hello there. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you as well. I guess we're right around the corner from St. Patrick's. Now, you're part of the Laugh Out Loud League, is that correct?
Oh, no. I am part of the group of lady leprechauns, and we are sick and tired of being compared as a lesser than the boys.
Now, wait, I'm sorry, you're a leprechaun?
Yes. And this is lasses over lads.
Lasses over lads?
Wow.
And ladies of leprechauns or lasses over...
Lasses over lads, because we are the superior leprechaun, and it is about time the world knows.
No, have you...
This is interesting.
I'm unfamiliar. Lasses rule, boyos drool. What? No, excuse me, as a boyo, I take a little offense to that, but what's your... I'm sorry, your name is Agnes Bukowski?
Yes, it is. Now, of course, you probably assume my name is Maureen Colleen O'Shanahan, but no, it is actually Bukowski.
It's a great name.
It's a great name, but are you Irish?
Well, yes.
I assume that, all leprechauns are Irish.
Yes, we are.
How do you wind up with a name like Agnes Bukowski being Irish?
I chose it myself because it is the most beautiful of names.
You get to pick your own name as a leprechaun?
Well, why not?
I mean, were you always a leprechaun, or is this like a
Yes, we are born leprechauns, and we have joined by the Fairy League, the Women Fairy League, in support of the leprechauns. In fact, I have a special guest with me, my little fairy friend, right here.
Oh my goodness. Now, wait a second. That is a fairy? How on earth is that a fairy?
There are wings right
Is
there.
it real?
Is that real, or is that a taxidermy fairy?
Oh, it just moved its head.
Oh, it's real.
The fairy does not like to be questioned.
Oh, well, apparently not. But
with the fairy, don't you know?
Where exactly? I picture fairies being small and dainty and
less hairy.
And a lot less hairy.
Well, that's what you don't know about fairies.
Well,
They can be the way they want. And this one wants to be fuzzy and like a sandbag.
Oh my God. Fuzzy like a sandbag. Now, okay. Well, since you're with the Leprechaun League, what do you think of everyone being Irish on St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, they should just say I wish instead of Irish. Because they are not the Irish. It is disgusting. Disgusting. What? They're a bunch of Egypts.
Oh, what? Remember, this is a family show, so try not to get too worked up.
I tell you.
Well, is your fairy going to fly around? Could you toss the fairy into the air so that we could see it fly around?
Green beer does not make one Irish. Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
Wow,
that's real. I'm amazed.
So how tall are you? I always assume leprechauns are wee folk, and I assume that fairies didn't look like warm bags of wet cement.
Well, we are magical, so we don't have to be what you think we are. We're just invisible to the people. Mm-hmm.
Well,
but
humans who have,
but not right.
But not right now. Yeah. I mean, we see you.
We choose only when we choose to be seen are we seen.
All right, fair enough. Well, do you have any final message that you'd like to give for everyone who's watching along at this point?
And getting ready to celebrate.
St. Patrick's Day because everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
You need to tip your hat and tip your glass to the lady leprechauns who bring you the most luck. Because why?
Yes, Lass's rule and Boyo's drool.
I
Yeah.
can get behind that.
Oh, well, I can't. I'm sorry. As a Boyo, I can't get behind that.
Emily is in our book of the good people. Hmm.
Oh, well, I think I've heard just about enough.
That was,
What?
this has been, last month, Cupid, and now this month,
Agnes Bukowski, a leprechaun. How did we
of
get
the LOL League.
of the LOL League, which is again Lasses,
Loads of luck? No.
loads of ladies of leprechauns, lasses of leprechauns,
Lasses over lads.
lasses over lads. I don't know how we got so popular with mythical creatures and how they're getting the URLs to come on the show.
I know. I'm kind of nervous, like knowing next month is April, I don't know what we're going to.
I don't know. Well, I don't know who's going to intrude next month.
Yeah.
Intrude is the wrong word. I don't know who's going to show up next month. Let's put it that way.
Anywho.
I mean, do you have any big plans for St. Patrick's Day now that you're in the book and I apparently spend my time drooling?
Oh, well, I didn't know I was in the book.
Well, congratulations.
So now some plans I think have to happen.
Well, you better get going. You only have 3 days. I'd take some time off work.
Well, I don't work on St. Patrick's Day.
You could have just stopped at I don't work. Listen, if I'm going to get slammed for being not in the book, I'm going to drag everyone down into the mud with me. Is someone someone in your head?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. My only plans for St. Patrick's Day really are to have a corned beef sandwich somewhere.
That sounds good.
I mean, let's keep it simple, right?
Yeah, I can get behind a good corned beef sandwich from Kurtz's. I don't know what it is. They've just got great Reubens there.
They do. Sliced very thin.
Yes, and it's like not fatty or anything.
No.
It's like it's delicious.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I agree. I like Kurtz's meat sandwiches. I really do like their roast pork.
Yeah.
I'm glad we could have this conversation about meat sandwiches on the show.
On to library things.
On to library things. All right, we would like to welcome our first guest onto the show today.
Talking about something happening at MPL.
Yes, something that she was the brainchild behind this great thing we have coming up. And let's bring her onto the screen. Without further ado,
hello,
Kirsten Smith. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you for being here. And what do you think of this whole Lasses over Lads Leprechaun Ladies League and Emily being in the book and me not being in the book?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I'm totally taken with that fairy.
That fairy is
she's probably in the book too.
Oh, I'm sure that. Well, yeah, it looked like a female. It probably was a female fairy. I mean, I'd imagine a female leprechaun would have a female fairy that flies across the screen.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And grunts.
So, Kirsten, why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself? Just by way of introduction, so they know you as more than just Kirsten.
Sure. So I am a youth associate, and I do story time. I do a lot of program planning. And the program that I would like to talk to you about today is our Wii Mario Kart tournament. So that's going to be coming up on the 29th, which is a Friday, and is for middle school students. So I'm looking for kids that are in 6th through 8th grade to come and participate. I have enough room for 32 kids, and they can come to the library at 9:30, and that's when we're going to be doing registration. And then we'll start with the tournament at 10 o'clock. I do have some prizes. We have this wonderful little toy.
Let me make you bigger so that we can actually get a good look at the prize there.
Okay, so this is our grand prize.
Ooh.
It's Mario in his little cart, and he
Oh,
has
that's
a
really
banana.
cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
and you pull him back and he drives, but he also spins out when he hits the banana.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's really cool.
that's lots of fun.
So just when it hits the banana, it spins out?
Yeah, well, that's what it tells me. I haven't tried it yet.
In theory.
Packaging never lies.
No, but that is the grand prize. We have plenty of Mario stickers to hand out. Tony, our public services associate, made a number of little keychains.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, how cool! Mario
Those are really
keychains.
neat.
Huh?
With a mushroom. Whoops, wrong way. With a mushroom, and we have a star, and also the little flower.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
So he made these on our Glowforge, which
Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
yeah, which is amazing. He makes all sorts of great things on that. We're going to have snacks, which of course are also Mario themed. We have
Ooh, can't go wrong with that.
Very nice.
and it should be a good time, I think. We're going to put the leaderboard up on one screen in the Belkansky room, and then we'll be having the tournament going on the other screen.
Ooh,
And
that's snazzy.
spectators are welcome to come, and they can watch and they can cheer on their favorites. And yeah, I hope that we get a good showing.
And you said this takes place on the
Friday.
Friday the 29th?
Friday the 29th. Registration is between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. That'll be at the youth desk. And then at 10 o'clock, we're going to be starting and revving our engines and getting the race underway.
So registration day of, no advance registration.
Correct. Yep. Day of. So perhaps get there a little bit early. Maybe
Okay.
make it 9:15 rather than right at 9:30, just so that you do get a chance to participate.
Definitely.
I'm expecting it's probably going to be a really good turnout, because I know when we shared this event out on Facebook, I was actually amazed at all of the adults who were like begging for an adult version of this event, because they were like, this is what I've been training my whole life for. And
Wow.
I know that we've talked to staff about possibly doing one for adults, so that could be coming in the future.
I
That
love
would
it.
be lots of fun.
Yeah.
And
What was that art project? It was a teen hangout art project that then morphed into an adult.
Oh, the neurographic.
The
art?
neurographics, so who knows? You may be hooked into this. May be your life now at the library. Running a floating Mario Kart, behind the scenes game. Are you a gamer yourself? Are you a Mario Kart fan?
I am. I'm a big fan of Nintendo games. And of course, bought a Switch like right when it was released and have too many games on there. So
I'm horrible. I am a horrible Mario Kart player. When my daughter is at home, I am a big spectator for someone who looked a lot like Agnes Bukowski and my daughter playing Mario Kart. I will frequently watch them race each other, and occasionally I'll jump in to finish last and be humiliated. But my wife and daughter love it. They love it, and my daughter loves Wario more than anything.
Is that who she plays as?
Every single time.
Wow.
And she's very good. Wario is evil Mario, essentially, or misunderstood Mario.
Is he like different colors? And
he's got a jaggy mustache. He's taller. He's not plump.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have a picture of Wario hanging up?
I was thinking I did, but I don't, unfortunately. But you raise a good point. The kids get to choose what cart they want to drive and also what character they want to play as. And of course, everything has its strengths and its weaknesses. So that's part of the strategy there, as well as using the different power-ups, throwing the bananas and the turtle shells.
Yeah. So
yeah.
can because I know nothing about video games and know nothing about like how this game works. Can let's just say you had a few people who wanted the same character. Are they allowed to play any character, or is it they can only pick one that hasn't been chosen?
That is a really good question, and I believe it has to be a character that hasn't been chosen.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is as well.
Yeah, so I might want to bring a quarter just to do some quarter flipping in case we have some popular characters. Yeah. That seems to be the fair way to go about things, is with quarters. I would like to just remind everybody that this is a Wii tournament. So we're talking about like the old technology here, back when we had the white Wiis with the white remote controllers.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so this game is probably older than a lot of the kids who will be participating in the tournament.
Sure.
Well...
And again, it's for middle schoolers.
They need to learn how rough it was for us.
They do, don't they?
And it wasn't an easy switch that you could hold. They need
Yeah,
to
our
get
next
live.
tournament will be Pong, in fact. So stay tuned
Keep
for
going
that.
back to, and soon we'll just be hitting each other with sticks. Because that sounds like fun. But, well, that's awesome. And again, this is taking place on Friday, March 29th. Registration starts at 9:30 a.m.
That's
You
correct.
can show up a little bit earlier.
Show
if
up
you want.
earlier just to make sure you get a spot because there are only 32 spots available. I can't imagine this isn't just going to be jam-packed.
Yeah.
I really can't imagine.
Well, I hope to have that problem. So yeah, if you are not in grades 6th through 8th, definitely come out and you can spectate and watch and cheer people on. So
Cool.
it should be lots of fun for everybody.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, I know this wasn't planned, but let's get to a mini segment we call All right. This is completely
Well, now
on
you
the
gotta
fly.
tell Lynn to close her ears.
Well, no, let's just make up questions. So what is your favorite sandwich in the world?
Oh, my favorite sandwich in the world is probably the number 9 from Jimmy John's. It's
Which one's
the
that?
Italian night sub, I believe. It's delicious. Highly recommend it.
What makes it a night sub?
I don't know, to be honest. Maybe because it has like so much stuff on it, and it's kind of like raiding the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Are
it's
you
nice
penalized
snack.
if you eat it during the day?
no, you don't. But you might be cursed with wanting to have a nap. That's
Oh.
totally
It's something best enjoyed in the shameful shade of darkness.
What's your favorite song?
Oh, my favorite song. Goodness, that's a really tough one. Probably Minuet 3 by Bach. And that's
Wow.
and that's only because I'm learning how to play it. So I have to hear it a lot. So currently that's my favorite just because I do have to continue listening to that.
And we'll get you out of here on this last one. If you could be a member of any Canadian rock band, which Canadian rock band would that be?
I'm going to have to go with oh gee. I'm gonna go with the Tragically Hip because they are my favorite.
And they're not playing anymore, are they?
No.
Or they're on a farewell tour. One of their members is very ill, right?
Gord Downey, yeah, he had brain cancer. Unfortunately, he passed away, but they did do a live performance as sort of their last hurrah together, and it was fantastic. It was so good. It was.
They were such a great band. I love the Tragically Hip.
I never heard of them.
And they never. You really had to hunt for them in the States, which is so bizarre because they were so good.
Yeah, it is really surprising. Even if you don't quite like the music, reading the lyrics is also poetic. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a huge lyrics nerd, so that's what drew to me in the first place. But yet everyone knows Loverboy, so go figure.
Go figure.
It's because we are all just working for the weekend when you come right down to it.
Oh, I can't argue with that.
I mean, they weren't lying. Mike Reno knew exactly what he was talking about.
Is that who sings that song? Tragically
Loverboy?
Hip?
No.
Working for the weekend?
No, Tragically Hip songs are, as much as I love the cheese of Loverboy, Tragically Hip is a much, much better band. In my opinion. Well, thank you for putting up with our shenanigans. And remember, let me put that graphic up one more time, even though it doesn't have the date on it, which is my bad. Mario Kart tournament for middle schools, grade 6 through 8, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
And that is coming up not that far in the future, Friday, March 29th.
Yeah, should be lots of fun. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, well, thank you for being on the show. We love having people on, and it's always fun to have an array of people on doing interesting things, and this is definitely one of them. So thank you, Kirsten.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was fun.
Well, it's been amazing so far. What
I know.
else do we got in store for
You know,
us?
it's almost like we're an A show with the guests we have.
Almost like that.
And so let's just move directly
Let's just
into
keep
our
going.
next guest.
Yep.
Now, many of you may know our next guest simply as Miss Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't frequent youth services, you might not be familiar with her because, you know, that's where she works her magic.
Yeah, I mean, she's like the famous family activity night.
She is.
Leader, I should say.
And but you may have seen her around town as well.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, our main guest on today's show is Miss Lynn Christiansen. Hello, Lynn.
Hello,
Welcome to the show.
I'm feeling a lot of pressure after these first two guests. I feel like the bar has been set very high for today.
You know,
well, just don't mess it up.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say that. What I was going to say was, as the only lad who's on the show, the lasses clearly are running with it, and so you shouldn't be worried. If you were a dude, maybe, but not being a dude, there you go.
All right.
Oh, you know what? We have completely forgotten, as usual, to say if anyone has any questions for us or actually any of the guests, we can get the questions to them.
Yep.
That I've been on, enter it into the comments box on either YouTube or Facebook.
Yep.
And we'll get them. We'll either answer them if they're for us at the end, or we'll get them to Miss Lynn at this point. Mm-hmm. Miss Lynn, I got to stop calling you that. I've never called you that. I don't know what. It flows very nicely.
And everybody does, so I answer to it. So
yeah.
So why don't you just tell us a bit about yourself? Like, what's your function per se at the library?
Well, I've been here at the library since 2012. I started out in materials management with processing books, repairing, getting them ready for the shelves, things like that. And in 2017, I had the opportunity to join the fabulous youth department. In addition to working our desk, I do right now I'm doing, in fact, I just came from story time. I do preschool story time on Thursday mornings. I do family activity night on Tuesday nights, and I also host the therapy dog program. From time to time, you'll find me out in the nonfiction section, weeding through the old books, getting rid of the old things to make room for new, and just generally pitching in and helping planning things to make the youth department a spectacular place.
Wow.
I love it.
That is a phenomenal answer. Well done.
Thank you.
It's almost like you've put thought into this or something.
Nope.
Nope.
I had some time backstage, you know.
What did you think of that, Fairy? Is that plausible?
It was fantastic. Had I known, my unicorn had been as at home. I have my bubbles just in case we need some.
Well, we always need bubbles.
Okay, now it's not going to work, but I had it for story time.
That's the way it always is. You know,
There we go.
Oh,
it's a true party now.
No, just keep going. I mean, you don't have to even talk anymore. I'll just watch this for the next half hour. We were just out, my wife and I, she had a conference in San Diego, and I just went as her arm candy. And the last night we were there, we were staying in La Jolla, and our hotel had a balcony overlooking the park and the ocean. And there was a family or a group of families having a bubble party out
fantastic.
in the park. And I just sat there. I did sit there for about a half hour and watch the bubbles, and a few of them came floating towards me, and I was just so happy.
You can't be unhappy with bubbles.
No, I defy anyone to be a grump with bubbles. So what do you do when you're not at the library?
What do I do when I'm not at the library? We have a great group of friends that we do things with. There are 6 of us. We all have convertibles. And we are the other 2 folks have Camaros. We accept them for being Camaro lovers, but both my husband and I are Mustang lovers. We actually each have a Mustang. He's got an orange one, and I've got a black one with a pink stripe on it. And
wow!
So we love to go cruising in the convertibles. We'll go shopping or to get ice cream or out to dinner. I like to read, although mainly lately I've been listening to a lot more audiobooks. I'm currently doing Leicester Library's challenge for their mystery. It's a year-long challenge to read a whole bunch of different mysteries. So I'm in the middle of the mystery challenge. I am a sewer and a quilter. I'm an animal lover. We've got a dog and 2 cats at home. I am too a video game player. I play the OG Pong. We've had almost every version of the Nintendos. We still have a Wii at home. We've got a Switch. I think we still have Rock Band set up that we play from time to time. So yeah, I'm a gamer as well. Not in depth, but for fun. So
Cool.
I like gaming.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Emily, you can come over and play sometime. Emily and I live fairly close to each other.
We do.
Absolutely. We can teach you some things for when Henry gets older.
Once again, I feel like lads are being left out. I gotta say.
Well, I mean, then move to the neighborhood.
I can't just pick up and move.
So you're full of excuses.
Our house is full of fairies. Apparently. All right. Well, we didn't invite you on just to talk about, your life, which is fascinating. We could keep talking about it, but I imagine that you might like to discuss some library programs that you're involved with.
Absolutely.
And what would you like to talk about first?
The next thing we have coming up on Tuesday, March 26th at 6:30 for Family Activity Night is something called Eclipse Extravaganza. We have a solar eclipse that is occurring on Monday, April 8th. It is a total solar eclipse. I did not look up. I think Wisconsin, where we're at, I think we're going to be in like the 60 to 70% range to see it. So we're not going to see that full solar eclipse, but we'll see a good chunk of it, providing the weather is good. We're doing this eclipse extravaganza party to get people ready for it. We have Associate Professor Dr. William D. Rienzo coming from UWGB. He's going to talk about the different kinds of eclipses. I have some eclipse crafts. We're going to hand out the fabulous safety glasses. And I've got some games, and this is intended for families, but I've had some adults ask me if they can come, and the more the merrier, for the young and the young at heart. So
that's awesome.
And I would also say too, I remember it was just a few years ago that we had an eclipse that was like kind of swinging past us. And I remember like the week leading up to it, it was like a mad rush of people trying to find glasses. So
right.
Just side note, if you see them at the stores now, get them while you can.
Okay,
well,
that's good to know.
I think the problem that happened there is like somebody on social media said, oh, go to your library and get your eclipse glasses. Well, we weren't prepared for that at that point in time. My fabulous coworker, Ms. Betty, this time has done some planning. We had ordered, I think initially we had like 500 pair that we got this time around. We did hand some out in October. There was something called an annular eclipse that happened at that point in time. Mm-hmm. We did hand out glasses at that point in time. Ms. Betty is actually doing a program this evening called Eyes on the Sky. Thank you for having the graphic. I was unsure on the time. That is meant like for older kids and for grownups. They're going to have some folks from like the Sheboygan
Astronomical Society,
yes, and they're gonna bring some telescopes. They're gonna talk about eclipse and just some space related things, and she's gonna hand out some glasses there. Then Monday the 25th, we're going to have grab and go bags down at the main desk. And then on Tuesday, we'll have grab and go bags after my program at the youth desk that have glasses. They'll have some information, some safety information on how to use those glasses, because at no time is it safe to look at this eclipse without those glasses on. Mm-hmm. So that even if you can't make it to any of the events up until that eclipse on the 8th, we will have the glasses available for pick up at the library. And if the weather is bad, I have booked out the idea box for Monday the 8th of April when the eclipse is going on. From noon until 3, we're going to be running the live stream from NASA with eclipse coverage. Cool. So if the weather is bad and we can't see the eclipse happening, you can pop inside to the idea box, drop in anytime, and you can watch the live stream from NASA.
Awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So all eclipse spaces are covered.
Yes, I hope so.
Public library.
Yep,
And
we'll have glasses while supplies last.
Yes.
Absolutely. We probably even have some books that we can put in your hands if you want to learn a little bit more as well.
Books at a library? Now there's a novel concept.
Crazy.
That is insane. And you're saying don't stare into the eclipse without the special eclipse glasses.
Absolutely not. If we're in the path of totality, that means you can see the complete eclipse. There is a very brief portion of time where it's safe to take off the glasses, but the part we're going to see at no time is it safe to view without those glasses. We will be handing out I'll have that safety information at my program. It'll be in all the handout bags that we give to people. And yeah, do not remove your glasses. Also, we talked about this. We were on Coolest Coast promoting this yesterday. It is not safe to use your phone camera or your regular camera without special filters. Otherwise, you can burn out your lens and your camera or your phone as well.
That's good to know. I was not aware of that.
I thought about that myself when I actually did the research and found out, without the filter, it won't work. So,
and I think I read somewhere that this is, I don't know if it's just for the United States, that this is the last time that we'll be like it near the path in the United States until like 2034 or 38 or something.
The next, I believe it's the next, there might be partial ones in there, but the next total solar eclipse that we'll see in the United States will be August of, I believe it's 2044.
Oh, wow.
So
it's crazy that they can predict it that far out, just
math.
Yeah, I know math. I'm not good at math.
No, I'm just happy if I can add single digits together, and
I use fingers.
Or if I fill up the car, that I get gas in the car without running out.
Yeah.
In story time, we usually count up to 5, and that's about that's what
that's why I can't go to story time.
Because you can't count to 5.
I can almost make it soon. I'm hoping by 2027 that I'll be able to get.
Maybe by the next total eclipse.
Maybe.
You're always.
Well, I'll be long gone. 2044? Did you say 2044?
2044.
That's 20 years. Right? Well, I mean.
I'm going to live to be 80.
I mean, it's not outrageous if you do.
It seems outrageous to me. If anyone has any thoughts on that, that's watching, please contact me. But Lynn, one last thing. I just want to bring this up one more time. You said this evening is Eyes on the Skies.
Right. And that, I believe that is in Volkansky, BC. You're going to have to come through the children's department to get in for that program because somebody else is in the A side of the Volkansky room.
Oh, that's good info. And then Eclipse Extravaganza for Family Activity Night, Tuesday, March 26th, 6:30 p.m. And then what was the date again where the Idea Box will be open for viewing?
The Idea Box will be the day of the eclipse, April 8th, and we'll be running that live stream from noon until 3 o'clock, or if they cut the feed early, whenever it ends. But it'll
Do you know off the top of your head what day of the week that is?
It's a Monday.
Monday. Okay, cool. So also anyone following along, you can head to our website, manitowoclibrary.org, head to the events calendar, and everything is on there as well. Another thing that we figured you might want to talk about briefly is something near and dear to your heart, the reading to certified therapy dogs.
Absolutely. So once a month during the school year, we have, there are a total of 6 dogs that work with us right now. We've only had one opportunity to bring all 6 dogs, and usually we get about 3 or 4 that come in every month. And the next therapy dog event will be on Tuesday, April 16th. 2 weeks prior to that, we do a sign up because we book 15 minutes for each. We've been booking for each family with the dog, but I'm thinking maybe for April, we might even be able to book each person with a dog. We sign you up for 15 minutes. You can bring your own book in, or I usually pull out some books and you can go in. And you sit down with one of our wonderful certified therapy dogs, and the young people practice reading out loud, because the therapy dogs don't judge if you're not a strong reader. And it's a fantastic program. We've got some wonderful dogs. We've got some wonderful owners that we work with, and it's just a great program. We run this through the school year. So we'll do it once more in April and then in May, and then we'll take a break for the summer, and then we will bring the dogs back in September.
That's awesome. And, you know, if people are here on Monday the 8th checking out the Eclipse program, that's an excellent time to tootle on upstairs and see if there are any spots available in the therapy dogs reading coming up the week following.
Yep. Registration for the April program will open on April 2nd. This you have to do either in person or you can call the department. We can't do the online registration with this because of the number of appointments. But yep, either give us a call in the youth department or pop on in starting on April 2nd. And again, that next session is scheduled for Tuesday, April 16th, starting at 6:30.
Love it.
Fantastic. So,
yes,
at this point, we're going to move from what one might say is the informative to the more chaotic portion of the show.
Okay.
And well, let me just put it to you this way. It is now what were you pointing out to me, Emily?
Read it, Tim.
Wait, what? You know what? I'm gonna use my own sheet of paper and read it.
Reading, not only is math hard for Tim, reading.
Oh yeah, reading is. That's why I was like, I can't stare at the sun because I have like 15% of my vision
I
left.
don't even know how he got a job.
Oh, wait. Why don't you read that?
Well,
oh my goodness! Now I forget.
Because you were trying to move on to trivia.
I was moving on to trivia, but before we get to trivia, do you have a song for us?
I do.
I can't believe that I forgot the song.
I know.
I can't believe that I can't read.
I know. I don't know how many times I couldn't point at it any harder.
You couldn't.
So yes, one of the things when I moved up to I don't consider myself to be much of a singer or a musician, but when you do children's programming, they like to sing, and you have to have some songs in your back pocket. And so I learned the ukulele. I have my lovely pink ukulele, and now when I go on Coffee on the Coast, it's kind of expected that I prepare a song, and so I was prepared today. Unfortunately, I was really hoping to have my COVID guest, my partner, Mr. Troy. We were recording ukulele jams and story times, and he would do the actions for my songs for me. And unfortunately, he could not join me today, but I do have a song. We're going to sing The More We Get Together because, we are getting together today. Here we go.
That is true.
The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be.
Yay! And now, Space Oddity by David Bowie.
Okay, so you put me on the spot the other day, Tim, and I did start ground control to Major Tom.
I wish I had a lighter.
Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
You're doing great. How did I put you on the spot?
Major Tom. I didn't get very far, but
excellent. Great job.
Most kids' songs have 2 or 3 chords. These get into some complicated things that I don't usually add to my repertoire, but I'll keep working on it.
Well, now I think we would like to hear Freebird.
Yeah, do you Freebird?
I did not prepare for that. I have no idea where to even start.
That's okay. I think you should add Major Tom, Space Oddity to the next story time.
I'll pass on that.
I mean, I don't think, is there anything untoward in that song? I think kids should know about taking their protein pills and putting their helmet on.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to space.
Yeah. But like I said, I think the parents will probably appreciate it.
Yeah, the parents will like it.
Actually, I do have more kid-friendly songs about going to space, so.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Okay, Okay.
Okay, and now seriously. Are you prepared for your trivia?
No, because you did not allow me to prepare, but
Well,
I'll wing it.
That's true.
It's
Now-
just like Jeopardy, though. Like they don't
Yeah.
know. The contestants don't know what questions are going to be asked because
Exactly.
So we're just hoping that your general knowledge.
And the topic.
Okay.
Now, we've heard through the grapevine that from time to time you are a fairly competitive person. Just as goes. So your questions, your trivia is about competitions.
Oh, that's probably going to be bad.
Now, just know there are 5 questions.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to get at least 3 of them right.
If you get 3 of the 5,
Okay.
there is a valuable prize for you.
Very valuable.
Very valuable prize.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, do you want to lead off?
Do we want to insert any sort of special announcement real quick?
No, I figured we would do that later.
Okay. All right. I was just following
We're
the
a
agenda.
well-oiled machine is what we are. All right.
All right. So your first question is, what country has a wife-carrying competition where the winner wins their weight in beer?
And I just saw, is it Canada?
Oh.
No.
Try again.
We'll give you a second go.
Germany?
It is
Finland.
Oh, Finland. I just saw it.
Finland and your weight in beer. Well,
Yeah.
that's all right. There are more questions.
Yep.
Your second question is, what is the world record for the highest weight of bees to cover a beekeeper in a bee bearding competition?
Now, I'm going to say, though, if she can get it within 15 pounds, give or take.
Yes, within 15 pounds.
We'll give it to you.
Oh, boy. 100 pounds of bees.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is incorrect. Even with the 15 leeway, it is 140 pounds of bees.
Oh.
And this was in China, and the person used 60 queens to extract that many bees in 2016.
I wonder how many times he got stung.
I don't know.
That I didn't see.
You'd have to.
140 pounds of bees.
That's just a crazy amount of bees.
If you stay calm, theoretically, because I've seen my dad was actually a beekeeper, and if you're, it's as long as you aren't swatting at them, just let them do their thing. Because I've seen beekeepers who they don't even suit up to open up the hives; they do it barehanded, and so I think if you,
that's not something I could do. I don't hate bees, but I just don't think I could stay that calm. All right, so you need to finish strong.
Okay.
There are 3 questions.
I don't have a lot of hope, but
I believe in you.
I think you'll at least get 2 of them.
I think you'll get 2 of them, so it kind of hinges on this one.
Okay.
All right. So, where is the world's largest trivia competition held? And can I give like a hint to maybe just?
Sure.
It's probably closer than you think.
It's Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Yes!
That is correct. Hooray!
Yeah,
now you have 1.
I played one time with my brother. My brother went to school there, and he usually plays annually. Sometimes my son teams up with his team as well. So I am aware of that.
You didn't need to give her the hint.
No, I feel like you just gave it.
Well, okay, but now the main thing to remember is there are two questions left. So you still have a very strong shot at winning this at this point, because now we have nope, this one's your question. This one's me. Okay. You'll definitely get this one. Okay. What local hot brewery has partnered with Manitowoc Public Library to host an annual Brew and Bee event?
That would be Pet Skull.
That is correct. And we're going to take this opportunity to announce, and when you'll be interested, Brew and Bee 4, you can't spell B without B, is taking place on Wednesday, July 17th at 6 p.m. Registration opens on one of the most magnificent days of the year, June 17th, which just happens to be my birthday. So, Lynn, you are here for the announcement of Brewn Before.
Fantastic.
So,
I will say the word.
All right. And now, your fifth and final question.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready to put your spelling talent to the test?
Yes.
Please spell the word tournament.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes, I can. Lynn was a fierce competitor in the porta potty racing tournament. One thing was for sure, she didn't crap out.
Language of origin, please.
Middle English from Anglo-French.
I have participated in the spelling bee in the past, so I knew that Tim would
We
probably
knew you would
be
ask the
prepared
right
for this.
questions.
So, tournament, TOURNAMENT, tournament.
Ding, 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 ding. All we have to say is that. Your prize, and honestly, this is probably the best prize we have given away. Do you recognize this card?
Something from the spelling bee, perhaps?
You get a free Ask a Friend card, which you don't have to purchase. And if you wanted to purchase an additional Ask a Friend, you can.
Yep.
Ooh,
So
so I
typically
get
those are the hints you have to, or the hints or the cheat.
I get an extra sheet for the spelling bee.
You do.
So you get
So just cruise by our office and pick up your cheat at any time.
I will do that.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Started off a little bit rocky, but wound up very solid.
Awesome.
But now, without further ado, we have to segue right into the final segment of the show, which is... There is no prize here, but these questions reveal a lot about the inner workings of Lynn.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. You can lead again.
Okay. Lynn, what is your most treasured possession?
My most treasured possession. Ooh, that's a hard one. Something my dad passed away a number of years ago, and he was a Boy Scout growing up, and both of my boys were involved in scouting. They were both Eagle Scouts. And when my oldest son, Elliot, was passing from Cub Scouts into Boy Scouts at the Blue and Gold banquet, my dad came to me, or actually he asked if he could get up, and he gave me his Eagle Scout medal and said, in case I'm not around when Elliot makes Eagle, I'd like you to take this and be able to pin that medal on him. And then he called Elliot up, and he had a little eagle necklace that he had been able to put on my grandmother when he made Eagle Scout. And he gave that to Elliot and said, give this to your mom when you make an Eagle Scout. Fortunately, he was around for both of those boys when they made Eagle Scout, when they had their board of review. And so we brought him, and he actually, at that board of review, was able to pin his medal on both of my boys when they made Eagle Scout. So I have his medal and that necklace that was my grandmother's, and that the time I spent with my boys in scouting was something that I will always treasure. And so I guess that is one of my most prized possessions.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that is a phenomenal answer.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That's super
Absolutely
cool. The next one won't have nearly as cool a response, but if you could learn one new skill instantly, what would that skill be?
I would love to be able to paint well. I'm very heavy-handed with a paintbrush. I've done some of the beverage and canvas things, and I'm not good at it. You know, it's passable, but I'd love to be a skilled painter.
Wow.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. I wish I had that skill too, actually. That's a good one.
Awesome. All right. If you could relive one day of your life, which one would it be? I feel like that's an old question.
Boy.
It is, but that's okay.
Any day with my mom. My mom passed when I was in college. Very unexpectedly, she was gone for the weekend and had a health crisis and did not come back. So another day with my mom to catch up with her and tell her about my family, I think would be a great thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm always
I'm sorry. I'm getting a little heavy.
Oh, you give great answers, and then I segue into the dopey question. So get ready to leave that treasured thought behind for this one. What is the absolute least amount of money that it would take, the least amount of money that it would take for you to eat a freeze-dried nacho cheese cricket?
You know, I've had the opportunity, and $1 million. $1 million.
$1 million for one cricket?
$1 million for a cricket. I couldn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, if you want to do it cheaper, I will do it for free.
Right now, Tim?
I don't have any with me right now, but I would. Tina's been in negotiations to get me to eat more crickets on Coffee on the Go.
There you go.
So
I'd pay $1 to see that.
Oh, well.
And I'd pay $1 not to see it.
Man, I'm making money coming and going.
Well, I didn't say I'd pay you $1.
Fair enough. All right.
All right. Your next question is, if you weren't in this profession, what job would have been your next choice?
Oh, boy. I think being a baker would be fun. I don't like the hours, but I like to putz around in the kitchen. I've taken some of the cake decorating classes. I'm not really good at it, but I'm a perfectionist, so that doesn't really blend all that well together. But I think being an accomplished baker would be cool.
Cool.
That would have been cool. I mean, you could still technically bake, and I will taste test.
There were cupcakes in the office earlier this week, but you must have missed out, Emily.
I did not hear about this.
That is a shame.
Triple lemon. I'll make another batch at some point in the near future.
Now that our office has been moved, we're so far away from the cupcake action. There's no cupcake. All right. Final question. Yes. What number are Emily and I thinking of right now?
8.
That is incorrect.
42.
42 was the correct answer.
I should have known that.
Well, it is the answer to everything.
That is true.
All right. Well, Lynn, thank you so much for coming on the show. We've run overtime because you had such interesting things to talk about, and your answer to these questions were phenomenal. Yeah. Just thank you so much for coming on today. Absolutely a pleasure having you.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye. Well, that was another great show.
I know. See, I was like thinking to myself when she was answering those questions, when we talked about starting this show, it was primarily like, an opportunity to talk about library events. And we quickly realized it was also an opportunity to talk about our staff, get to know them a little bit better and just kind of see the lighthearted side of, the staff here and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that was just like a good example of
that.
that.
I mean, objective achieved because, everyone gets to see us in our functions, just like moving around, busy little library bees. But, you wouldn't get to know that about Lynn.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we did this show.
Yay us.
Oh, yay us. Well, all right. That's all we have time for today. And we've actually gone beyond our time just a little bit. Do. Well, like we have a set time. Yeah. Let's not pretend. But just wanted to thank everyone for watching us this episode. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the enemies of your friends to, tune into our Facebook page and catch this episode. It's seconds after we finish, it will be archived on our videos page. Next month in April, we don't know every guest because who knows when someone like Agnes is going to show.
Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected. But next month, we will be welcoming Tony Plecken and Lisa Devins-Horoho onto the show, Public Service Associates. They're they're going to be talking about
a big event
a big event the first weekend in May. So tune in to find out more about that. And the date on that is?
That would be a great question. My calendar's right over here.
All right.
Whoa.
There we go. Look how flexible we are.
April 18th.
April 18th. So tune in on April 18th for the.
I'm like half my head.
That's okay, because it's a very small head. But thank you so much. We would like to thank our guests that we had today. Agnes Bukowski, a very unexpected guest with a very furry, heavy-looking fairy. And then we had Kirsten Smith talking about Mario Karts, and Lynn talking about children's programming and life in general. So that's it for this month. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month. Bye! Boy, I wish I could see better.